And we're back. That was a bad one. Let me try that again. And we're back. Yeah. That first clap was shit-tastic. Shit-tastic is a word that I like to use periodically, such as just now. When something is shitty and attempted to be fantastic. Shit-tastic. Say it with me once. Just once. Shit-tastic. Now all together. Shit-tastic. Very good. Woo! Oh, I'm so happy right now. So thankful. Doing comedy tonight. I'm excited. I've been preparing. Writing. My writing is getting a lot sharper. My laughs. You see, anybody... Here's the thing. The way I do comedy, not the whole method, but I would rather have... On a 1 to 10 scale, where 10 is like, you laugh so hard you literally shit yourself. Okay? I would rather have people at a 9, maybe a 10, maybe a 10, and have like at least 4, a minimum of 4 laughs every minute, which would mean I say something for maybe 10 seconds and they laugh for like 5, which is really, really great. I want all my laughs to be like, you know, like you can barely contain yourself, like you're grabbing your sides and everything. And sometimes when I watch my videos, I listen to how long they're laughing. And sometimes the pause break of laughter, it's getting longer, which is really good. But it also means, in a weird way, the material that I do is, anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. But my point is that I always want my laughs to be on a very high level. I don't really like small laughs. Like there's a style of comedy where you can make people laugh multiple times with like one-liners. I'm a storyteller, and that's 95% of everything that I do. And I love it. It's who I am, and I've recently started to use stories back when I was living in Russia, and they're getting a huge reaction. I mean, epic. And also using a lot of the accents that I do really diversifies like the people as far as like in my stories, because I've been around the world a little bit, and especially living in DC, it's very international, and I'm being a lot more personal. Anyway, so point is that I'm doing comedy tonight. I have other comedy places that I'll be doing very, 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 very soon. Actually, another one, brand new one, this Friday. And everything is just moving forward. And I'm so excited because I want this so bad. And I have next steps, and it doesn't stop, truthfully. So I'm not going to reveal too much, but shit's going down, alright? So, you know, part of the reason why I love doing these videos is because it is a docu-vlog. It is that. But, you know, I never really know what's going to come of it, okay? I realized as I was talking that I didn't mention one thing that I was saying previously, so I'll just go ahead and say it. Some people can have, kind of like rapid-fire laughs, where on a 1 to 10, like, the laughter they receive is like a level 5 or a 6, but it's like twice as many jokes and funny things that I say. I don't like that. I'd rather say fewer, okay, and have the higher register laughter, because I'm not really sure. The question is, like, how do you judge funny? Do you judge funny as far as, like, how many times you laugh? How many times somebody can make you laugh, or how hard they laugh? You see, I've always been a fan of how hard I laugh. But part of the trick is having, like, 6 and 8s, you know, on those 9 to 10, that 9 to 10 high laughter scale, having as many 8s and 7s and all that stuff leading up to those. So having like killer punchlines and hilarious like segues and leading up tos and stuff like that. Leading up to, it's not even, I meant to say setup. Anyway, so yeah, but stylistically, everybody, you can be successful doing whatever your type, but that's my type. That's how I roll. So a lot of great stuff to go on, a lot of stuff to be thankful. I got a great wife. I'm thankful for everything that I have, and I'm telling you, I'm completely ecstatic for everything that's going to happen next. Whew. Now, let's get down to some more pressing matter, literally, as in bench press, as in squat, as in deadlift. I'm trying to really maximize, like, when I hear the term power lifter, I think the term somebody who does it competitively, ritualistically. They do it, that's part of who they are, and that's part of who I want to be. But I've started a lot of power lifting. So here's my basic, I'll just say it, I don't care. Here's my basic lifts. I'm about 165 pounds. I can deadlift more than twice my body weight. I'm squatting, I can squat more than 315. I don't want to get into all my lifts. Now that I think about it, it's not, maybe kind of arrogant, maybe not, because compared to some other people, it's fucking lightweight. Especially guys that I used to lift weights with. But anyway, my point is that I went to the gym on Tuesday, and that shit was just, I tried a different workout order. I don't want to lose you guys talking about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel super motivated and pumped today because I have to prove something. And that's an understatement, amongst other things. And I won't even get into that. But as far as weightlifting goes, I'm on my way to the gym right now. It's 4:48 in the morning. And Tuesday was lackluster. It was fucking awful. Nothing went wrong. I just I try to do things in a different order, almost in a similar way to comedy. Try something in a different order, and it might not work to the success that it does with something else. But anyway, so I try to do things in a different order, and everything was off. It was completely unorganized, and I didn't really finish my workout, to be honest with you. I wanted to go back just to do it right. So today is me redoing Tuesday, and I'm going to get it hard. I'm going to get it good. I'm going to lift every single weight in the fucking gym. No, I'm just joking. But I'll be a lot more structured. So I'm pumped about that. Now back to comedy. Another good thing about what's going on with my comedy is that I'm really figuring out how to find the best pause breaks. I call them pause breaks, which is another way of saying timing. To really draw out the laughs and make the laughs longer and better and harder, and when to start back up and everything. Unless I was talking to myself, some of the terms isn't gonna really make sense to you. But basically what I'm saying is that I'm getting better in a lot of aspects, and I've found a system that works for me, between doing stand-up on stage, to reviewing the material the following day, and then also having another day to create new material and write additional material, and then repeat. So doing comedy at least twice a week, with 2 days of review and 2 days of addition. That works for me. Now, hypothetically, let's just say I'm making more than enough money, and I'm getting paid to do comedy. Well, I could do comedy physically more often, but see, the thing is that right now, me having a day job and whatnot, I only have the opportunity to review, and then secondly, which is something different, add new material. It's not really good to do too many things at once. So yeah, I Popo, police officer. Sorry, it's all cop. Anyway, but see, the thing is, let's just say hypothetically I was making money doing comedy, and I could actually do physical comedy on stage more often, because throughout the day I'd have time to work on reviewing, and even that day maybe I could review for 4 hours, and from like 8 a.m. to like noon, and then from like noon to 4 create and add new material and stuff like that. When I mean review, I mean edit, change things around, condense it, make it better. And adding new would be as stuff, I'm always writing. So maybe I could do that from like noon to 4. But the point is I have a day job. So the only time I really have to review and edit and make things better from what I did previously and make that the best it can be, and also to create new material, again, two separate things, adding on new material and new stuff that's happening, is directly after work, which is from 4 p.m. until I go to bed, pretty much. And then secondly, on the weekends. That's why I set my alarm on the weekends for early o'clock. Let's just say it's still dark out. And that's what works for me. Now, 100%, I would change my system and everything that I do with more time in life. But as I always say, the only way to create more time is by rearranging it and scheduling out everything and trying to make a master schedule as far as where you have fat in your day, and trim that shit out and fill it with something more positive. Another thing you could always do if you ever wanted to is both really, start your morning earlier. Set your alarm 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You can get enough rest, and you can also, if you can get enough, it's possible you can get too much. So you may have to evaluate. Excuse me, I drank a lot pre-workout. You may have to evaluate if you're getting too much rest. Try to take 30 minutes off and see if you're feeling okay. Yeah, I'm telling you what, something about big houses and being in bed, there's a lot of like things that I really truthfully hate more than you all ever know. And one of the things is being in bed too long. I feel like being in bed too long is like being in a coffin. Seriously, for reals. And being in a house that's way too big, I feel like over decorating a house and having a house be your final, like, I feel like some people, I'm going off on a tirade right now, off on a rant, so buckle in. I feel like that when people get a huge house with way too many rooms and it's way too nice inside, it can go also past the point of contention, past the point of necessity, because I feel like if it's so great in there, you're going to spend all your time in there. And I know my wife and I know myself, and we don't want to spend every single minute in our house, but when we are in there, we do appreciate it. So I know that there's a balance there, but there can be an unhealthy balance as well. You could be going to bed too long, you could be spending too much time in your house, or maybe not. It's all preference. But I know for me, I hate being in my house too long. Look at these fucking cars. These two cars beside me. This car, all right, so check this out. Here's what happened. There's only 2 parking spaces to the left of me. All right, space number 1 is empty. Space number 2, the girl parked so fucking bad, she blocked in part of the space that's closest to me. So what happened? A car after her, just not even a minute later, tried to park, and that shit was not happening. So he just like shined her high beams, and she was like, my bad. I say she because it's a girl, all right? Fucking relax. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a girl. Pretty sure it's not a dude with tits, but it's 2019, so who the fuck knows? You know, on some of the things that I watch, people do videos of their own, and they talk for like over an hour. I know I could do that for a fucking fact, and I might actually do an additional video just to you know, just to not necessarily to see, but just to do one just for fun. because there's a lot of interesting things that happen organically when you're talking out loud for an hour. Might even be some great material that happens or pops up or something. Who knows? I might even talk about how I hate one type of asshole that I hate are people that park shitty, and I could just literally just talk about what happened and potentially make that funny. But again, I would be telling a story. That's the type of comedy that I do. But that doesn't sound like something too strong, just to be honest with yourself and myself and everything. Yeah, I usually do these anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes or more, or less potentially, because I really do want them to be a few things. I want them to be packed full of solid information and not just talking random shit. You know, not that that's not fun. I mean, I love doing that too, for real. But also, I mean, I got the gym. It opens up in a couple minutes. Maybe even now. It looks like people are already getting in the car or out of their car and shit. So, yeah, I'll just end this right now. So check me out on Instagram at Benja, Benja, Welldone, Welldone. If y'all got a live question about fucking anything in the universe, send me an email that I use exclusively for this channel. Email is Benja, Benja, Welldone, Welldone @gmail.com. And I will just, at the end of one of these docu-vlog videos, I will anonymously roast the shit out of you with your question and whatever's going on with your life, just for comic relief. And then directly after that, I will address your issue and give you a real answer. Why? Because laughter, there's no reason not to make light of a bad situation, which can always be better, and it can be good, and you can always succeed. So that's it. I'm Benja Welldone. Love you guys. Have a great time going to the gym, and I'm really gonna get it hard today. It sounds like I'm talking about my dick, but I'm not. That might happen though later. Who knows? All right, that's enough. See you guys. Have a great day. Peace.